Let's see. Oh, so as I'm traveling, I'm going to Chicago. I thought I'd do a little quick live stream about stuff that's going on in these political streets, and that's the shaming of non-voters. And the problem with that is, more and more I'm seeing people on the left, people who are Democrats, going around shaming non-voters for not voting. And the thing that bothers me about that is that they try to use, especially with the black folks, they try to use the fact that the ancestors died for your right to vote. Yes, keyword right. I have the right to vote and I have the right to not vote. So if I choose not to vote, that's my choice. And I've seen this more on the Democrat side. They keep losing. They lost the election. They they lost the presidential election. Then they lost Jasmine Cross, her U.S. Senate run, and it's always either blame the black man or blame the non-voters. Yeah, if y'all would have voted, Trump wouldn't be in office. And like, um, I'm sorry. How is that my problem if I choose not to vote? How is that my problem? Uh, it's your party's job to convince me to vote for them. It is not my job to vote for them blindly. All right. Especially when you're talking about these dudes shaming black men because black men ain't got no power like that as a collective to shut these people down. And I'm like, if they don't want to vote, that's their right. Your ancestors did not die, so you have to vote. They died for the right. You can exercise that right either to vote or you can exercise that right by not voting at all. You know who else didn't vote in this election? You had white men that didn't vote. You had Latino men that didn't vote. Everybody, I have not seen any group that had 100% participation in the election. None of them do. But they always crying about black men in particular about not voting. You will never get 100% voting out of any group at all. So if that person chooses not to vote, well, guess what? That's your party's job to get them to vote. That's their job. It's not my job to have a party I don't believe in. And if these people don't think it's worth it to vote, you're not going to shame people to do it. And I've been seeing this more of the Democratic Party, the people on the left. These people are supposed to be the most empathetic towards towards people, but yet these people will shame people for not voting, blame it. Oh, y'all the reason Trump won. No, your Democratic Party is the reason why he won. Because there should have been no reason Trump won, given how he ran the country to the ground his first go around. This man was about to get convicted of fraud. Well, actually, he was convicted. He's a convicted felon. And yet he still won. Why? Because Trump went to the people. The Democrats didn't go to the people. Say what you want, either Trump or his people. He went to these podcasters, these people at the low end, and start talking. You didn't see Kamala doing that. She's trying to run a podcast so she can talk her shit. Like, well, that's not gonna work. So it looked like Trump was for the people more than the Democrats. And typically the Democrats are supposed to be for the people, the Republicans are supposed to be for the rich folks. But yet it was switched around. You had people who were supposed to be Democrats insulting people who did not have a college education, calling them dumb. Just because they didn't get that degree does not make them dumb. And again, if you are the ones who's supposed to have all this intelligence, you supposed to commit, you supposed to explain in a way that these people be like, yeah, you know what, I should vote. But no, what you want to do, shame people. You lost the election. You shaming people, the non-vote. You lost, Jasmine Crockett lost. You shaming the non-voters. Well, if y'all would have voted, we would have won. No, the fuck you wouldn't. Because again, every group did not have 100% participation in voting. Every group usually have 5, 10, 15, at least 10, 15%. And you're talking about a mid-election for a senator. You know a lot of people ain't voting for that. So again, it's your job as that political party who was getting their ass kicked. You need to convince these non-voters to vote. You need to have a convincing argument. If you don't do that, well, that's on you. And shaming people is not going to work. You know what you're going to do? You're going to piss them off to, you know what? I ain't voting for none of you motherfuckers. Fuck you. Nah, oh, okay. Man, fuck you. You can eat a dick. I'm happy, Cap. You got dudes who don't vote, but they ain't complaining about the country. Now I can understand if these people didn't vote and then they bitching about the country. I'm like, dude, you need to shut up. You didn't vote. Sit down. Hey, if you didn't vote, that's on you. You need to sit down. But you got people who's not complaining about the country, but you got these, especially these people on the left, the Democrats, up here shaming people for not voting. That's insanity to me. Like, that's going to help you. These people have pushed more people away from the Democratic Party than I haven't seen in a long ass time. And they get mad because nobody want to vote for you. Bro, y'all the one causing this problem. It's not our fault. It's your fault. Do a better job. That's your problem. It's not anybody else's problem. That shit is wild. And it's mostly, no, I ain't gonna say mostly. It's just Democrats and these people on the left. Even if you personally don't want to, if you don't want to talk about politics, these people come and shame you for that. I remember there was this white chick. She's a streamer. And all she said on her platform, hey, y'all want to talk about politics? Hey, don't bring that here. This not the place for that. I'm not gonna talk about my political views here. You know that girl got shamed for that People was talking about this woman should be great, and this is a woman who was great before. They, you know what the same thing is? They were women. Telling other women saying this woman should be great because she wouldn't say fuck ICE. She just didn't want to share her opinion on here. Now you would think, hey, that's her right. That's her opinion. She don't want to say nothing about it. It's none of her business. But you got people who were shaming this woman to the point where she had to speak. And even when she did speak, they still were shaming her. I'm like, that was some sick ass shit. And these are supposed to be women who's supposed to be feminists. These are supposed to be women that's supposed to be empathetic to women. But you talking about she should be great. They male identified. You got OnlyFans girls talking about this woman's male identified. Man, you're a fucking whore. You busted open for men's money. You a fucking whore. How the hell are you going to talk about this girl who is on a platform? She's not doing shit like that. She's a cosplayer. But you busting it wide open for money on OnlyFans, and you calling it something. You talking about them? That's insane. That was some sick ass shit, man. I was like, but this is what some of these left people and these democratic people will do. They get mad at you. You don't want to vote, and if you don't have an opinion on stuff, they get mad at you for that. That's nothing. Look, people have the right to have their own opinion about the politics in America. They have that right. If you don't like it, fuck you. Move on. Have a better compelling argument. If you can't do that, that's a you problem. Like these black women keep blaming black men, even though every statistical person in politics is saying there was no way black men was going to change the outcome of Kamala or Jasmine Crockett. And the thing with Texas was like, look, black folks are in Dallas. Black folks are in Houston. Black folks are in Beaumont, Port Arthur area. But that's only 4 cities, right? I don't count Austin but that's where they mainly are. Do you know how big Texas is? Do you know how many rural cities, mainly white? I live in Rose Sharon. It's mainly in the Rose Sharon part that I live in is split into 2 spots. The spot that I live in, mostly white people. You got a lot of rural areas, it's mostly white. And if you go towards the border, it's more Hispanic. And they weren't voting for it. So I don't know what you expect them to do. And they said even with 100%, they was not going to override that stuff. You don't know the state, you don't know the politics, you don't know the population makeup, and you shitting on black folks and particularly black men for something they can't control. And you know why you're doing it, because you don't want to hold that Democratic Party accountable. Especially a lot of these black women. They don't want to hold that Democratic Party accountable. Even Kamala said, she implied that they set her up to fail, which they did. Even when I think of how bad she is as a candidate, she still was given no shot. She was given no shot to separate herself from Biden, because at that time it was anybody but Biden. At that time, it was the reverse of Trump in 2020. They were like anybody but Trump, anybody. And even during that election, Kamala didn't even make it out the midterms. What are you talking about? That shit was crazy. So you got a candidate that a lot of people did not want, and wasn't just the fact she's a black, she's a black woman, quote unquote, or a woman. They just didn't like her. Period. They didn't like her. Period. If you put her in as a white man, nobody would like her. She was just ish, and then she tried to act like she black and failed horribly. It's just like no, you would just done better just being who you are, right? Married to a Jewish man and you're Indian woman. Why are you trying to be black? Well, she did the black experience. Okay, she went to HBCU. You do know you have Asians and Africans go to HBCUs. Are they black now? Are they black now? But she lived the black experience. You know, the trailer park trash white dudes live the black experience, especially the ghetto. Are they black now? I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing? But even with that, she had no chance. Jennifer Parker had no chance. Now, if you look at the polls, she was close. She was closer than given credit for. She was closer than I thought she would be. And you know, there's a lot of funny stuff that was happening, especially in Dallas with those polls. So, you know, she could have an argument. She said she was going to sue, but the problem with that one is that, yeah, when they cut off it was supposed to be tonight, cut off. The problem is Rico also lost votes because of that. So it's kind of like, how you going to prove that even if she had those votes, she would have won? But it is an argument to have. You know, God bless her. She going with it. But I think that was a test to see if people will actually vote for it. That people will, I don't know, maybe put her as vice president. I think she would get more of the vote than Kamala would. I'm just saying. She she was close, and not like it was a blowout. So I can see her being vice president, picking her as vice president, and you would have the first black woman, actual black woman, as a vice president. I can see it happening, but we saw this was just a test. This and again, people shaming everybody for not voting for her, and people not voting, just shaming people. Like, y'all the reason Trump in office, and like, yeah, right, sure, okay, all right. Not like the Democratic Party was trash, has been alienating people. I mean, that had nothing to do with it. Turning the election into a gender war, yeah, that had nothing to do with it. Saying to publicly saying, um, Michelle Obama publicly saying wives shouldn't have to listen to their husbands. Yeah, that had nothing to do with why they lost. Nothing at all. Nothing. Okay. Nothing at all. But no, it's the non-voters. That was the reason. That didn't have a factor at all. Crazy. This shaming of non-voters, like trying to guilt them into voting. Oh, they had nothing to do why you lost. Okay, turning off like allies who have been allies for years. They switched sides. So that had nothing to do why you lost. All right, have fun with it. Like, come on now. But hey, that's what they want to believe in their fantasy world. Hey, y'all have it. You got it. You got it. That's your fantasy world. Y'all believe that. Y'all got it. You got it. You got it. Oh my God. I mean, just this shaming and shit. It's just ugly. And it's not helping. It's not helping at all. All you're doing is pushing people away. You're pushing them more. Either they're gonna go to the Republican side or they're just not gonna vote at all. They need to change the strategy. But they're not gonna change it. Well, hey. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're gonna win the election because ain't I, look, Trump is single-handedly destroying the Republican Party. Like he's destroying it to the point where no, I feel bad for anybody who runs for president from the Republican Party. I feel bad for him because you are stuck with the stench of Trump. I'm sorry, you're just stuck with that. Good luck with y'all. I mean, unless Trump really gets a win over Iran, but it looked like he ain't getting them to back down from nothing. Let's he really do something over there. Yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to anybody who's gonna run for the Republican side. I don't see it happening. I do not see that shit happening. No. But man, this shaming of non-voters, the shaming of hell, shaming of people who voted Republican. I'm seeing that too. Like, dude, blame these Democrats. You, the left people, blame the Democratic Party. Stop blaming the non-voters. Stop blaming people who go on the other side for legitimate reasons. Now, the people who just go on there to hate on women and shit like that, go ham. Something like that's a stupid reason to vote for another party because you mad at women. I'm like, that is stupid. But people who have a legitimate reason for doing it and you going in on that needs to stop because you're just turning people off. Shaming non-voters because they don't vote instead of you want because you don't want to explain to them and they too dumb. It's like, dude, that's your job. You are the intelligent ones. It's your job to explain to them why they should vote. And if they don't listen, they don't listen. Oh well. But if you're depending on people who don't vote and who have never voted, if that's what you're depending on, your campaign is ass. Sorry, it is ass. Your campaign is ass. I'm just sorry. And how many times we've seen the same people who's costing y'all the election? The white folks and the Latinos. White folks and Latinos costing y'all the election. And yet y'all not saying nothing to them. Oh, black men. What? We ain't got no numbers. But you don't want to talk to them because you know you're gonna need them. I get it. I get it. just need to do better. I don't know what else to tell you. But damn, that shit's crazy to me. Shaming non-voters, talking about they complicit to Trump winning, and like, man, shut your goofy ass up. Why why don't you go after your party? Why is your party running people off? You part of that Democratic Party. Why are they running people off? Why won't you address that situation? You will not address it. Because you know you do, a lot of y'all will lose positions. Y'all will lose the goodies that y'all get from the Democratic Party. Y'all don't want to address that. You don't want to address it. But you're going after the weakest link because there's no pushback. There's no financial punishment. There's no political punishment for going after black men and going after non-voters. There's no political punishment. It's weak and pathetic. But that's the party that you got. The Democratic Party is weak and pathetic. They can't do nothing. They want to do what the Republicans do. I'm like, sorry, you can't do that. You don't have that reputation. The Republicans have that reputation of being bullies and shit like that. So they can get away with that shit. That's expected of them. What your position matters. What you stand for, what you've been standing for a long time matters. Your reputation matters. And if you're trying to do what the Republicans used to do, that's not going to work for you because you're not known for that. You can't flip the script. But what do I know? I'm not a political person. I'm just going by what I see, you know. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm still on my way to Chicago. Till next time, y'all have a good one. Peace.